Mr. Gill from Texas is recognized for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And first of all, thank you for all of your hard work over the past months on this, getting this reconciliation bill. It's been incredible, and we do sincerely appreciate it. I'm thrilled about this piece of legislation as it's getting started. This reconciliation bill, I believe, will balance. It will extend the Trump tax cuts for the working class so that they don't experience the biggest tax increase in American history, and it'll grow the economy. But of course, it will also help us to implement the Trump agenda, which is to clean up the chaos and destruction that Joe Biden unleashed on our country over the past 4 years. It will help us fund the mass deportation of illegal aliens who have been murdering and raping and pillaging American citizens. It will help us unleash our fossil fuel energy sector, and it will allow us to rebuild our military. And of course, it will help us implement DOGE, which this amendment targets, among other things. As DOGE has been rolled out, I think it's been a bit curious because I found that so many of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle have not been upset about the waste, fraud, and abuse that this process has uncovered. Rather, they've been angry that the fraud has been exposed at all. We found that for decades, the administrative state has been weaponized against the American people. We can give example after example of flagrant abuses of American taxpayer dollars. We've heard of some of them earlier, but I'll name a few more. $1 million spent to boost French-speaking LGBTQ groups in West and Central Africa through the State Department. Almost $50,000 on a transgender opera in Colombia, also through the State Department. Over $7,000 for a BIPOC speaker series in Canada through the State Department. I think it's worth noting that normal, sane Americans don't know what BIPOC means, and neither do I. $80,000 for an LGBTQ community center in Slovakia, and over $16,000 for a united and equal queer feminist discourse in Albanian society, whatever that is. And of course, we also know that our taxpayer dollars have been going to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars every year to fund left-wing media outlets like NPR and PBS, paying for welfare for illegal aliens, and paying for giving out payments to international organizations that are censoring and pushing for the censorship of American citizens. Our own federal government is using taxpayer dollars to promote ideologies that tens of millions of Americans find utterly repulsive. I think if the other side of the aisle has such a deep ideological opposition to this DOGE process, I challenge them to be straightforward with the American people and explain why taxpayer dollars should be funding queer feminist discourse in Albanian society or drag shows in Ecuador. I don't think that they will, but I would love to see it if they did. For the past several weeks, we've heard so many attacks on Elon Musk, and I think that this amendment in particular is meant to attack Elon Musk. One of the things we hear often is that he's an unelected bureaucrat. Of course, also Mayorkas, Gary Gensler, Anthony Fauci, so many other bureaucrats from the past administration were also unelected, but I find it particularly interesting whenever they claim that nobody voted for Elon Musk because, of course, in a way, Americans did vote for Elon Musk, and they did vote for DOGE. Elon Musk has been campaigning with President Trump for months. He's been showing the American people on his Twitter platform, over 200 million followers, that he was going to be a part of this administration. I have been talking to my constituents for months about Elon Musk joining President Trump. Elon Musk acting as an employee and an agent of the president, I think, has certainly more democratic legitimacy than Anthony Fauci did, and he certainly has more democratic legitimacy than the nameless, faceless bureaucrats who have been running our lives for several years, the waste of which he is rooting out currently. President Trump here with DOGE is doing exactly what he was elected to do. DOGE is a part of the Trump mandate. It's extremely popular. In fact, Elon Musk and the DOGE movement right now are polling at a higher approval rating than Joe Biden had on his way out of the White House. President Trump, of course, is polling at record numbers. This amendment is designed to thwart the democratically expressed will of the American people, and I urge my colleagues to vote no. And I'd also like to, Mr. Chairman, ask for unanimous consent to submit to the House the House Foreign Affairs Committee's list of wasteful USAID and State Department funded initiatives.
Without objection, so ordered. Thank the gentleman from Texas. The questions on agreeing to the amendment?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes. Oh, I apologize. Ms. Capter, you have 1 minute for closing remarks.
I think the gentleman is confused as to which amendment this is. I'm talking about the taxpayers of the United States and who's invading their records, and I'm sure the people of Texas would be interested in that. The purpose of the